Alright, so we are Toasty Poles. I'm Justin Renaud. I'm Joey Hamilton.
And I'm Emily Fisher. And we have designed a product that is electrically heated ski poles to keep skiers' hands warm on the slopes. So we are using a polymer-based technology. It's a commercially available product from Fabrock, and it is a technology that will go inside the heated ski pole grips, and when low voltages pass through, it heats up. So the design of our pole will be like regular ski poles, and then it will have a dome over the shape so that the entire hand is warm, and the entire grip and dome will have the technology inside of it. And we will have defined levels of heat, so there will be between 3 to 5 switches of what the skier wants for the temperature, depending on the temperature outside or what thickness of ski gloves they are wearing. It'll also help to wear more flexible gloves instead of bulky ones, because you won't need the gloves as much for warmth. And they'll be powered by dual rechargeable batteries. It'll take about 1 to 2 hours for them to charge, and they'll last about 6 to 8 hours, so your average ski day pretty much. And we will be generating revenue by selling our product to ski retailers in New England. That's our initial target market. So we'll be selling them for $125 to the ski retailers, and we expect them to do about a 100% markup, making our margin 60%. So they'd be selling them to consumers for $250. And our main focus for marketing is having these stores demo the product. In our research, we've learned that in the ski industry, skiers are more likely to buy products that they can first demo. And it's really, skiers are really interested in brand loyalty, and they usually go to the same store over and over again. So if we can get these into stores, that advertises directly to our target market. So we will be outsourcing our products from skiing manufacturers and then assembling the product in our warehouse, just to keep low maintenance costs. And we will be paying a $5,000 licensing fee to Fabrock Technology, so they'll be making the actual heating technology and the battery that's designed for our product.
Alright, so for competitors, we have your typical hand warmer, which you can buy anywhere, but as we all as we all know, hand warmers straight to the hand, they can cause clammy hands, uncomfortable to put underneath the glove, hold on to it all day. Then you have heated gloves, who would basically be our biggest competitor, but they're kind of bulky, and like she said earlier, with our product you can wear a thinner glove, more flexibility, and like it's 21st century, everybody's on their phones on like the ski lift, so they can pull it out real quick with a thin glove, real easy. But there's no existing product like that's a full ski pole with the heated grips all the way up. It's like that you can use on and on at the same time. So we're initially going to start in the Northeast, and through our research we found that the average age of a skier is 44.2. So we're going to start with the age group of 30 to 54 due to their disposable income, as skiing is a very expensive hobby, and it costs like up to $80 plus per day of skiing. So we're going to start there, but everybody, like all college kids, they'd probably want to try them out too. That's where we're going to demo them, so they can try them for free first before they spend the big money on it. Here we have a graph that shows like the number of active skiers, skier days, and the equipment demand. The bracket right here shows our target market, which is the moderate to heavy skiers. It's pretty small, it's 31%, so it makes up about a third, but they make up 75% of the days that people actually ski, so that's why we're targeting that. We're out there the most. And they make up 48% of the ski equipment sales. So it's going to be in high demand for our target market. And here we have our plan for expansion. As you see, this is ski revenues at ski retailers. And out west, it's the biggest, and it's increasing as the years keep going. And then we started in the Northeast, which is the second most, and our future plan is to expand out west, which would generate higher revenues. And we want to create a nationwide name for Toasty Poles. And our year 3 goal is to expand out of the country to Canada, possibly down to South America, and potentially to Europe.
Alright, so as for how our company is going to work financially, basically our only costs, other than cost of goods sold, is to rent a facility, which we anticipate to be roughly $1,500 a month, being $18,000 for the year, not including utilities. Other expenses would be administrative, marketing, and sales expenses. and with cost of goods sold and all that combined together is around $180,000. So for our anticipated sales, we expect to do roughly $83,000 in sales in the first year, which is roughly 670 poles. Since we're a seasonal product, we do the majority of our sales in between September and March of the following year. And with the expansion out west, we expect our revenues to more than double in the following year, in year 2. So it'd be roughly $250,000, and then even more so in year 3, roughly $375K. Alright, so here's a graph of what our anticipated sales. As you can see, the peaks are December and January, when people are most likely to spend money and buy our products. And you can see we have some, in the summer months, we don't expect much sales. We estimated that they'd be roughly 5% of our lowest months for sales during those months. Alright, so these are some of the key points about our product that we think would be interesting and attractive to investors. We have an incredibly high margin, 60%, which in the industry is relatively normal. It's roughly a 50% margin. It serves a need in a large and growing market, since we offer like 2 purposes of our product. Aside from being just a ski pole, we actually keep your hands warm on the slopes. So we expect that people would be interested in buying our products. Our anticipated sales for year 3 is 450% larger than year 1, so we expect to grow pretty rapidly. And we also intend to use this technology as a platform for future technology-enhanced products. We're looking for a $175,000 investment for 25% equity, and with our projected sales, we anticipate being able to pay this back in the next 3 years.
Thank you.
Joe's writing the check.
I just got finished writing here, $175,000 check. I just want you to tell me why it's worth 25% though.
Why it's worth 25%?
Yeah. So how'd you value your company in order to come up with 25% for that investment?
As for equity?
Yeah.
Kind of talked to our professor about it, trying to figure out to decide how much investment we needed. We took our lowest month as far as cumulative cash flow, and then added roughly what our projected sales were from one of our higher months. As for equity, not really sure. I came up with that number. It was kind of, I don't really know.
It's kind of negotiated
Yeah,
because we were
negotiated,
trying
yeah.
to come up with a
get into
reasonable.
investors.
Because you're saying that the business is worth $750,000,
Yeah.
right? So an investor would want you to justify why that is.
Okay. Yeah.
How do you know it'll work? I mean, you're racing down the mountain.
Yeah.
Particularly in the Northeast, it's always way too cold.
Yeah. So actually,
Icy and,
Well, we've actually been in contact with the Fabrock technology. I spoke with the owner on the phone a few times, and they use that in heated clothing and heated gloves. And I kind of explained to him the concept of our product and the thickness of the grips that we would have, and they basically said that their product would definitely work for.
Have you looked at heated boots, which we found not really work, but that's similar idea, right?
Yeah.
So they
Are there
actually
parallels there?
Yeah, so for like heated socks or heated boots, you're looking to pay roughly between $200 and $300. And the technology itself actually can heat up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, which is more than enough to heat up your hands from your gloves.
You can make tea while you're up.
Yeah, exactly. But you can set limitations to the material itself, which is actually one of the biggest advantages. So we can set predetermined levels.
What's the weight?
The weight, not really sure, but since it's a rubber material, it really wouldn't be much heavier than regular ski grip. It's pretty rubbery. Other than that, the battery.
Yeah,
but
those where would you put that battery?
Yeah,
The battery would go in the shaft of the pole, like directly below the grip.
Yeah,
So it's small.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Very small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lithium batteries.
And then you would charge it.
Yeah, so there's a dual charger, so you can just plug mini USB. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but so including the price of the poles is the dual charger, so you can charge both poles at the same time.
So I ski 25 days a year. I'm an avid skier
Yeah.
for the past 10, 15 years. So, and I have heated boots, I have a heated steering wheel in my car, and I have, things that go in my glove. So this is really a novelty thing.
Yeah.
I've had similar I rarely change out my poles. I've had,
Yeah.
set of skis every few years, but the poles have been around. You didn't really show me, if I'm gonna be an avid skier, really what kind of pole. Are you doing a graphite pole? Are you doing this?
Oh, yeah, we're doing carbon fiber.
Okay.
because it's one of the more durable materials you can get for ski poles, and
Okay.
we anticipate people are going to want to spend $250 on a pole. They want to know that's going to last a long time.
So you didn't show me my I know there's no heated poles out there, but you gotta prove to me that it's gonna be a good pole for me to ski with, as well as, if I'm gonna be skiing, you're gonna ski it to somebody who's more, so in the presentation, I didn't see, you didn't excite me about buying it. You know what I mean? I didn't even see the pole.
Well, that's why we're gonna start like doing demos at Mount, so people can test them out before they end up spending all the money on the pole itself. So they can go out there, test it, see if they like it, which we expect that they will because it's a good product, and then we'll expect them to buy it.
Just to clarify the business, so are you actually going to manufacture your own pole? You're just selling, you're like placing
and
the,
assembling.
yeah, so you don't have to make all the different sizes.
Yeah, and we also don't have to buy heavy machinery or just raw materials.
Have you thought about just doing a replacement grip technology?
We found some issues.
If I love
with
my
that.
poles,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I don't wanna, so now I could buy your poles or I could buy heated gloves, but I love my ski poles,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna buy heated gloves, right?
Yeah, so the issue there was patenting. We found that someone did have a patent on just replaceable heated ski grips. However, it was in like 2002 and they never capitalized on it. And the problem with that would be fitting all the technology in something that's replaceable, as well as ski poles. They're changing constantly shapes now, so it'd be hard to make
Diameters and all that stuff, yeah.
universal ski grip. Yeah.
Yeah, the company that we talked to, Fabrock, said that we would definitely need to have the battery in the shaft of the pole. So we ran into some issues with getting everything into just the grip.
How about durability of his, that would be my concern.
Of the pole itself?
The pole and the battery, I mean, usually, in the past, you threw your pole around quite a bit,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Especially the way I ski.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't anticipate it being any weaker than any traditional ski pole. I mean, most people that have ski poles, like you said, you have them for a very long time. So the only real issue we would see would be like freestyle skiers who break poles constantly. And that's why we chose to use a higher end product like carbon fiber to produce our poles.
And you have, so with the carbon fiber and the heated ski grip technology and the battery and everything else, you figured out the cost of the pole to be
Yes,
at $125.
No, $74 for the cost.
$74 your cost.
And selling for one.
And they're gonna be manufactured in what country?
It's in the United States.
Yeah.
It's in the US?
Yeah.
So did you consider partnering with an existing ski pole manufacturer so that you just license the
Yeah.
technology?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it would make sense to, instead of you manufacturing and assembling this thing, have them do it
Yeah.
and just take a licensing.
Yeah.
Well, they were talking about renting space to assemble.
Yeah.
So why
I
assemble?
think they're buying components. You're buying
Yeah.
components, and then as you get orders, you'll assemble them.
Yeah, and we've kind of talked about in future expansion, after we get our name out there and we prove to be a good product in the industry, then we could, from there, move into having one of the big names, like Rossignol, or a bigger name, want to purchase our product. So that we can have, yeah.
I take the long-term licensing deal. What about in your income projections? It didn't really have any accounting for replacements, like for the batteries, for example, because to Pat's point, batteries that are rechargeables, they run out eventually, but
Yeah.
I would assume that that's going to be a supplemental market for you at some point.
Yeah. That was something we haven't really anticipated quite yet. I'm not really sure how much each battery costs right now, but lithium batteries are getting technology is progressing each year, and these batteries are expected to
Yeah,
last a long
the batteries are only $20 to $24.
I guess the question is, how long is a battery through its recharge cycle? Is 25 times a year? I guess you're going to use them. How long does it last, and what's your window to
Like
resell it?
lifetime of the battery?
Yeah, exactly. Selling another battery.
Yeah.
We would have to talk to
Yeah.
Fabrock.
We don't have the exact numbers on
Okay.
it.
Did Fabrock view this as a novel idea that nobody else, that your group was the first one that presented it to them?
Yeah, that this idea specifically, we were the first ones to present with them. They said that they talked to other colleges and students working on things like this because they sell all sorts of technology. But they said that it would work without a doubt. and they gave us all of the pricing for the batteries and everything like that. They didn't give us any information about the lifetime of them, but they were willing. They wanted to send us a startup pack and everything, but we didn't really have the money to spend on that quite yet. But yeah, they were excited about the idea.
And they're gonna manufacture the grips as well, that rock? Their primary business is lithium batteries?
The XO2 technology.
Yes,
yeah,
the
the-
heating.
Of a plastic
Yeah.
composite.
Yeah, correct.
So they can make that composite in any shape or form.
Yeah, they said it would be
And in this case, they would mold it into a grip.
correct.
So the battery's $24.
Yeah.
The grip is how much?
The grip was $6.
Yeah, it's not high cost.
And then the carbon fiber pole is the balance of the.
Yeah.
Would you do it on other poles too, just to cut the
Yeah,
price
that's-
down, to see if the novelty of it works?
Yeah, so that's why in the last slide I was saying, we want to use it as a platform, because there's a lot of activities that you can use, like poles, like snowshoeing, hiking, things of that nature. So that was why, this is our basis, and we want to expand further. Another idea we had is, adjustable ski poles, ski length. So if we can make it as interchangeable as possible, people wouldn't need to buy more poles. So maybe you can change out the basket on the bottom, or change the length of your pole if you're riding powder or something like that.
Thought of it. Interesting.
I think just to go back to what I had asked earlier, I think it'd be interesting to figure out how to get a battery set that would work on a replacement set of poles, because I think that it does two things for you. The first thing it does is now you are in the market of people who don't necessarily want to buy new poles for $250, and now you might be into whatever, $50 or whatever that is. It changes the market dramatically.
Yeah.
So now you have a consumer that's willing to spend less, or that's looking to spend less, and you're not asking them to give up their poles, which they may like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Yeah, definitely.
I like the interchangeable, that
Yeah.
would really go for me, because I cross country, downhill, and if it would go on to, all my sets of poles, then it would be worth the investment, because it's
Yeah.
just not one experience, it goes to several different experiences, several different uses.
Are there any safety liability issues if you're producing something and then it breaks apart when somebody gets, I know we
Yeah,
all,
the
everybody thinks
whole
of risk when they
300
get on the back of a
degrees,
horse or down a ski slope, but still,
Yeah, that is a liability issue, but you can place kind of like a restriction on the technology itself to prevent it from getting that hot. That's kind of what the predetermined levels kind of handles.
Or just if the assemblies, if you're assembling it,
Yeah.
you're liable
Right.
if the assembly fails.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, there's
Right.
certainly liability there, yeah, correct.
Other questions?
I guess my last one would be on marketing. You were gonna go to ski area, to ski areas, do demos, and go into ski stores, and then,
Yeah, so we want to have a full-time marketer who, even in the off months, would go to a lot of the most popular retailers and kind of show them our product, ask them if they would be interested in stuff like that, as well as go and attend ski expos and ski trade shows and kind of market our product there as well in the earlier years.
So what will you guys do then? What do each of you do?
I would probably be,
We'd be doing the marketing, like
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
as
I
well.
was gonna say, this is a full-time marketer right there. There it is.
Yeah, and the administration.
yeah.
Yeah. Trying to keep the
you missed the
employees down.
snowboarding market.
Now we're talking.
I'm actually an avid snowboarder.
That's
so
more.
kinda-
You're a snowboarder?
Yes. So I wish I could just have the grips and just ride them.
Just thought I'd say,
Yeah.
snowboarding's gotten bigger.
Yes, it has.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Good.